What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today I got an exciting install video for you. I'm going to be swapping out my front brake pads. It's a very simple process, but this is something that I do on an occasion when I go to the track and I come back home, because guess what? I got to swap back to street pads to not be so loud out on the street, because if not, I'm going to sound like this. All right, so I'm here in the garage and I got the tools set out for you. So I'm going to show you what you need to actually get this started. So let me show you. So here's a view of the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a torque wrench right here. I have two of them because it's easier that way, but you just need one really. A drill, power drill, torque drill, and also a 14 millimeter, a 17 millimeter to take off the wheel lugs, and also two sets of hammers. I have a mallet. You could get by with just a mallet. And I have a hammer that's wrapped in a towel because you will need it to hammer into pins. I also have this pick tool. It's actually a hex, very thin screwdriver, but this is what I use to poke out. This is what I use to poke out the pins. So yeah, these are all the tools that I use. I did use a 10 millimeter because I did remove the front lip, but you don't need it unless you have a front lip. I have a front carbon fiber lip that I had to remove because I did lift the car from the center jack point, and obviously your pads. So let's get to the install. All right, this process really shouldn't take that long. I think I estimate 20 minutes per side. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna walk through it. Make sure you get a proper low profile jack, 3-ton for these cars, because these cars are heavy as hell. So because it's easier, I like to do it this way. I like to jack up my car from the center. That way both wheels are off the ground and I don't have to haul the jack on both ends. I do have a front lip carbon fiber piece here that I have to remove. It's just 4 bolts that I have to do. They're all 10 millimeters. Easy to remove, just takes a little bit of an extra step to remove them. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and jack up the car from the center jack point. From the center point, having a low profile jack does make a difference here. So we got the point lined up. So let's go ahead and jack up the car. Not too much because I do have to untorque the wheels. Get a torque gun, totally different. Okay, I got all the wheels untorqued. Now I'm just gonna lift up the car so I can work on it. Where you should jack up the car. On all M cars, it's going to be a jack point right there in the center. You'll see it. It's like silver and round and circular. It's like silver and round, and that's exactly where you should do it. It's like literally, if you're looking at the car, it's like right underneath it. Straight down. You'll see it's a big circle. You can't miss it. You can put the jack there and you're good to go. Now, I did do a stud conversion kit because it just makes life a lot easier. I'm not sure why BMW didn't do this at the beginning, but hey, they like to see us suffer. The first thing we're going to do is just loosen up the top bolts using a 14 mil. There's another one at the bottom. With your pick tool, I guess we'll call it. There's a little pin right there, right there. All you got to do is just hit it gently with the mallet until it pops out all the way. There's 2. So here are the pins. The pointy part will be sticking out towards you. The back end goes on the other side. That's the way to go. Pads are going to be stuck. So you have to wiggle it out. You can do one of these things, or it's okay to get the hammer and just gently give it a few nudges. So let's go ahead and move that. Pads may stick, which is totally okay. They may just fall off, which is totally okay too. Yep, there's 1 and there's 2. Caught that one. Just need something to carry the weight here while they work. And there you go. Caliper is safe. Yep, so here are the pads, plenty of life left. Super. These are loud as heck. So put those away. Let me get the actual ones I'm going to replace it with. One thing that I did forget to mention is to have brake lube. These are my OE pads. Yeah, they need some. I need some love soon, but I still got life left. I don't really drive my car that much, so bear me. So yeah, I'm gonna put just a little bit here from the middle and then one on the top. What I want to do is just spread it all around. This is going to minimize sound from the vibration of the pads. Yep, put some on the other one too. Make sure it's the back side, not the front side, because then, yeah, that'd be bad. Yep, just like that. The OEM pads will have, let me just clean my hands so I don't get lube in the front. Now, when you're putting in the pads, it's usually like this, right? The pins are gonna rest up here, and this back part goes inward like that. So if you can see it right here, I'm gonna rest it just like this. Yep, that's it. And the other one adjacent to it on this side. Hope that made clear. Hope that you can see it. And the other one's gonna rest right next to it, just like that. Yep. That's it. That's how your pads should rest. Now to this part, you kind of have to figure out a creative way to get these pads in it. Some people get it the first try, some people don't. But you kind of have to have the pads. You have to make it hug the rotor, the disc. Oh, and sometimes you'll get it just like I did on your first try. Awesome. Pretty excited that I got it on the first try. I'm just gonna bolt it just half tight. That way they don't move around when I'm trying to get the pin. One thing that I did forget to mention is depending on what side you're working on first. I'm working on the left hand, on the left passenger side. There will be a brake sensor that you just plug in on the back of the pad through here. You do this at the end of the step. That way you're not having to maneuver a cable. There will be a little groove behind the pad. All pads have it. And it's a clip-on. You just clip it and clip it out. Mine, unfortunately, yeah, I broke it off. So I can't really show you that step, but usually at this point is where you would clip on that brake sensor. If not, you'll basically be running like I am with no brake sensor, and it gets kind of annoying, but all you'll have is a light on your dash telling you like brake or brake sensor or brake wear pad sensors. And I basically tell you that you have no brake pads, but you really do, because you just saw it right here. And my dog wants to observe what I'm doing. Don't like that. So as long as you have an idea of how much pad life you have, obviously I showed you, I have plenty of pad life left, so I'm not too worried about that. So that's the only fault. If you do rip off that brake wear sensor, you can just buy it from BMW and you can install it yourself. For this part, we're gonna have to basically put the pin in. And when you put the pin in, you wanna make sure that this is facing this way behind the caliper, and the pointy part is facing on the face of the caliper. So let's get to that. So I'm gonna put it into the hole. Most people like to put like lube on it to make it easier, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that on this one. So I can actually stick my hand on the back end of the pad and wiggle it in so I can make it into the hole, or you could use your pick tool and help guide it in. There you go. Got most of it in. This one, just gonna give it a yep. All you're doing is just guiding it in with the pick tool. There you go. And it popped that right here. Now, to be careful, I usually wrap my hammer and I gently tap it on the back end until it's flush on the back. Just feel it. If it's flush, you're good. That's how it should stick out. do is just maybe move the pad just a little bit to make room for it. Yep. There you go. Very simple. And just gently tap it. There you go. Super simple. That's it. All you gotta do now, torque up the bolts, and you're good to go. What I read online is that you torque it to 90. May be wrong. That's what I'm doing. Just to make sure everything is nice and snug, because this is your life on the line. So I'm gonna torque it to 90. Go. There you are, folks. First rotor installed. All right, guys, so that's it for the install. One thing to make a note of is all calipers and, you know, the way that they work, even the wear of the brake pad does make a difference in how easy it does slip in. As you saw, my pads were at half life, so they kind of squeeze in, you know, they hug the rotor pretty easy because they are worn out. I will say that if you have a full pad, you may have to just like wiggle it in. Take your time, be patient. The last thing you want to do is ruin something here. The most important thing, and I can't preface this enough, is make sure that everything is torqued to spec, especially these bolts up here in the caliper. I torque them at 90. Other people do a little bit more, but you don't want to over torque it either. I think 90 is a safe point. So have fun. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. If you have any other experience or tips, drop a comment below as well. Again, this is just my opinion, the way I do it. I don't want to be liable for anything. This is the way that I do installs on my car. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe. It's the same process on the other side. Again, if you have any questions, drop it below, and I'll catch you next time.